Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8, and I feel like I need to puke. But we're going to try to just focus on the games from now on. If I need to ramble or rant about stuff, I'll try to make separate videos talk about that stuff. And I can't really blame too much of me being ill on me trying to diet, since I just tend to get sick all the time anyway. It's just most of the time in the past I would just sort of power through it. We have a crap ton of Tylenol or caffeine or a bunch of medications just to force myself to not, especially since back then I had to go to work, so I was like, well, I need to force myself to be able to function. So, but definitely glad I quit that job. It was fucking garbage. Granted, it paid the bills, but I'll be fine on savings for now. It's just, honestly, that job was going to wind up killing me. Though right now I'm trying to figure out some sort of balance of training and recovery when it comes to trying to lose weight. I would like to have a six-pack. Yes, partially vain reason. And I've never had one before, but also it's more so, I don't know, I tend to feel sick a lot. Part of me feels that if I got to that point, I wouldn't feel sick anymore. Also, part of me feels that it's like, people would actually, Lunar's attractive, and people would care about me and stuff. So, I don't know. I can chalk that up to loneliness, horniness, low self-esteem, hugs, deprivation, whatever. In the end, though, my job was gonna kill me. Was tearing up my knees, which I think are starting to recover, starting to try to get back into jogging. Though, granted, I've also been trying to get more sunlight in me, walking around without a shirt on those bike trails. Though some of those days it's been a bit chilly, and some of those days I kind of went a bit too far. For the most part, eating a lot cleaner. Not drinking any soda or energy drinks anymore. But, like I said, I'm trying to be very restrictive about how many calories and everything I have, but at this point, I'm not even exercising. I'm just sort of laying around. Then partly, maybe I'm feeling this. Maybe it's the dental infection setting back in again. I know those 2 teeth in my upper and left back molars, those are technically, I have to get those cut out of me at some point. They keep getting infected, so maybe I'm starting to get dental and sinus infections again. Maybe I have to go back to the doctor and get more antibiotics. My medical insurance should last another few weeks. But yeah, I guess it's not fair for me to blame it on just change of diet and stuff. Just because I was always getting sick. But like I said, I would eat whatever it took and take whatever I had to take out of the medicine cabinet just to force myself to keep going, just because I had to for the sake of work. I couldn't afford to, take a nap or try to rest or recover in a sane way. I had to go to work. And like I said, work, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that company goes out of business in a couple years with all the shit that's going on. Hell, they were already gearing up to lay people off. And they're just treating everyone like shit. Hadn't had a raise in a couple years, that fucking place. And it's just, at the end of the day, why on earth would I stay at a place that doesn't even want me there, that treats me like shit, that hates me, that seems to create impossible quotas, then blames everyone in the building for not being able to reach them. Every day I went in, worked my fucking ass off, and I hated it since day one. I hated that fucking place. But I did it because I had to. But eventually got to the point that's just... you get tired of basically getting treated like shit. And you're really at that point, you're like, well, if you go this route, you might not be able to pay rent. And you're like, at that point, like, I don't know if I even care. But then again, that might be depression speaking. Who fucking knows? And here I am starting to go off a ramble tangent again. I'll end this in a second so we can get into the gameplay. So I don't do it as last time. I spent almost 2 hours just rambling. Drink some water. As I struggle not to vomit. But at least I don't have to force myself to work like this. But yeah, my knees, what I was doing at my job was tearing my knees up. If I'd kept it up, I eventually would have wound up crippling myself. And hopefully, like, I really do want to get that six-pack. Like I said, partly for vain reasons, self-esteem stuff, but also because I just don't like the way I am right now. Beyond that, though, I would have definitely been kept gaining weight if I was there, and I would have eventually became diabetic. And granted, yes, I have chest pains and headaches right now, but that would have kept getting worse. Would have eventually had a damn heart. No, actually, I was literally going to die of a heart attack if I'd kept there. Though part of me wonders if that's still a path that's unavoidable. And just by quitting my job, I'm just delaying the inevitable on that. But either way, I'm happy not to be at that fucking place. I'd be happier if I didn't feel like I needed to puke right now. And if I wasn't running a fever. But we can't have everything we want, so yeah. Let's hop into this, okay? I have been having a lot of fun going on those walks on the bike trails. Okay, this looks like the most recent one. I think this is where we're supposed to be. I don't know. I think I did multiple things. What's the difference? Obviously I made a different choice here. Okay, 922. 925. I think this was the better choice. I don't know. Let's hope I chose correctly. Friday evening, October 7th. Faced with another day bereft of work, the wonderfully wicked night preceding it already seemed like a fleeting dream. I thought back to my execution of Roth, my teamwork with Misa, and the thrill of it killeth itself. Reliving every exciting moment of the night past. Are you ready yet? Though imperfect, my work for the night gave me reason to anticipate another healthy paycheck, and the experience itself would surely prove invaluable. Though imperfect. Maybe this is the... No! I'm not trying to save over things. I want to load it. Are we loading? Okay. Let's see if this is different. Face another day. Okay. Are you ready yet? I don't know what the... Okay, let's hope this was the correct one. And the experience itself would surely prove valuable. Even though it was my only assignment, it was enough to realize how much I love my job. I mean, that's what matters most. You have to do what you love, right? And I hated my old job. Even since day one. Every fucking second of it. Hey, are you ready or not? To go from adrenaline death to a day like this is just... Yeah, I'm ready. You're going dressed like that? Have you even moved since I left you in here? Give me a break, I'm exhausted. After being whimsically dragged around town by Visa all morning, visiting all the places her father no doubt refused to go, I was in no mood to go back outside. Worse, the wounds she inflicted on me during our training sessions were yet to heal, making the trip all the more painful. Above all, however, I simply didn't want to go. Come on, let's get you into something nicer. It's just a school ceremony, why does it matter? Is it enough that I'm going? Frumpy face. I have a couple of scars. Gotcha. Unwilling to take no for an answer, Sarah positioned herself behind me and then started to pull up my shirt. Wait, what are you doing? I can dress myself. If that were true, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Look at the expression on her face. Let's get you into something more formal. I don't even own formal clothing. Maybe not, but you aren't wearing this, okay? Let's just get this off and... And her expression has changed. As Sarah started to pull my shirt off, the wounds from my training sessions with Misa became obvious. Sarah looked at my torso again, examining the numerous cuts with a worried expression. When did this happen? Damn, that was careless. I really wasn't expecting Sarah to do something that brazen. Just an accident at work. Nothing to worry about. There's a scar running halfway up your torso. How is that nothing to worry about? It's not as bad as it looks. It isn't deep at all. Another couple of days and it'll be gone. Hell, at the rate I've been healing lately, it really will. My body's been in overdrive for a while now. If you say so. Though still worried, Sarah quickly dropped the matter, realizing that I wasn't going to tell her what really had happened anyway. More importantly, gotcha! Phew, much better. You look almost human now. Thanks. But what about you? Are you really going like that? What's wrong with the way I look? Oh, nothing at all. I'll be right back. Sarah is just too easy. So, how about now? What the hell? Where and when did Sarah get up like that, and for that matter, why? I like the other outfit better. What are you, a bridegroom? Just change back into what you're wearing before. Fine. Honestly, you men are so fickle when it comes to clothing. After Sarah reluctantly changed back into the clothes she had been wearing before, we departed at last. Mindful of Sarah's original argument about catching public transport late at night, I hid my hunting knife under the back of my shirt, careful not to let Sarah catch me. I didn't expect that I'd need it, given our destination and the length of the trip, but I wasn't about to risk it. I've already seen Sarah victimized on this railway once and Lucia on this stretch, but we killed her. That's between this train station and their school all during the day. I know for a fact this area isn't immune to such behavior. But as long as I'm by my sister's side, neither situation will repeat itself. Upon arriving at the school, Sarah and I waded through parents and students alike, all overdressed and hanging around the car park as they waited for the ceremony to begin. Moan! Yes, I like the moan. I think we've established this. The music's cool, though. From the looks of things, it seems all the other students were driven here, taken by proud parents, eager to brag about the achievements of their children. No wonder Sarah wanted to come with her. It would suck to be the only one out here alone. Mrs. Thorne. Oh my, if it isn't the Tesla twins. What a surprise. Why do you look so tired? Hello, Mrs. Thorne. Hey, greet her proper. I did! Hello. Wasn't my first option better? I was wondering if you'd show up. How have you been, Mr. Tesla? Don't call me that. Stop it. You aren't here to be punished, remember? It still feels like punishment. Mrs. Thorne is a nice enough lady. But as the teacher in charge of the disciplinary action, the majority of our past interactions haven't exactly been pleasant. Relax. You aren't a student anymore. I can't touch you. Besides, the ones whom you really want to avoid aren't smart enough to receive academic rewards, so I don't foresee any unwelcome conflict. Actually, she does have a point. Teachers aren't my problem anymore. Other students are the main reason why I didn't want to come. I can understand that. I'm not getting into it, though. Aside from the imminent boredom, that is. Sigh, right. Thank you, Mrs. Thorne. The pleasure is all mine, Mr. Tesla. Alright, there are still other students I need to greet. Take care of yourselves, you two. As Mrs. Thorne intercepted other students and parents, Sarah and I headed into the school auditorium. Sarah picked out seats for the two of us, only to disappear backstage moments later. You know what's hilarious? I feel like I need to puke in every fucking second, but I'm enjoying this video. I'm enjoying the game, and I'm enjoying making this Let's Play video. It may be shit quality, but I'm enjoying doing it. This is fun, even if I have to not vomit. But hey, at least that's not from the game. The game's cool. I'm having fun with what I'm doing. This is fun for me, despite other circumstances that are making life a bit unpleasant until it feels better. Any advice in the comments below for how to not have a fever? Fucking getting out of breath more than normal. But main point is this. I feel like I need to puke. My head is pounding, occasionally slightly dizzy. My chest hurts, and I feel like shit. I feel like just sitting in the fucking chair is too much energy. And I feel pissed at just existence at the moment. But this is fun. I am having fun making this video. I actually missed making these videos when I was spending all that time out on the bike trail or in the fucking gym. Still gonna be doing that stuff, just gonna wait till I'm not running a fucking fever. But regardless, I would like to keep making videos. Regardless if I'm spending all time on the gym, park trails, or whatever job I have in the future. I missed this. I missed making these videos. I just wish I didn't need to fucking vomit. Okay. But yeah, I'm having fun doing this. Just wish it was under better circumstances. Students are to sit backstage until they're called upon, leaving parents to talk amongst themselves or watch the jury performances that some of us said students put on. What a drag. I came here for her sake, then leaves me to sit with prideful parents and bored siblings. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our quarterly academic acknowledgement ceremony. Here at Mason High, we believe in promoting achievements in all fields, not only mathematics and sciences. By the way, I still plan to do the multiple playthroughs of this game. The main person who's been enjoying this game, let me know if you still want to see those multiple playthroughs. I'm still going to do it either way, but I do like hearing from people. At most schools, students are only allowed to pursue studies in the most popular subjects. But we here at Mason are more open-minded and tolerant. We understand that not everyone has the same learning process, and we cater to that without prejudice. It is our dream other schools look upon Mason and adopt policies of their own, because only then will education in this country truly begin heading in the right direction. I think overall test scores for everyone across the board in America is going in the crapper. So, I don't know. Maybe education just became more shit over time, plus the COVID pandemic. I don't think anyone really knew how to adapt to that. There was probably a better way. I just don't know what the fuck it is. I just don't have any faith in society or humanity. But then maybe I'm pessimistic. I don't know. This is exactly why I wanted to stay at home. Half the teenagers in the audience are just playing with their phones. Does anyone have Game Boys? Some actually have left, probably using an excuse like I need to go to the toilet. I don't know what the correct choice here is. We will take a nap? Leaving might be a bit much, but Sarah probably expects me to at least doze off for a while. Of course, even if others don't immediately follow in our footsteps, our time will come. Oh my god! This person is so boring to listen to. Though that's like the fucking pot telling the kettle black stuff. You can't even say the saying right. Fuck you. It's only a matter of time before the Minister of Education realizes the answer to blah 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 fuck yourself. Because blah blah blah, tell it blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Fuck you. Okay. Are you still going? So my dreams passed by in a blink of an eye. I begrudgingly... Okay, I thought that was her talking about it. Begrudgingly returned to reality. Standing in front of me was Sarah's principal, who likely hadn't stopped talking the entire time I was asleep. Just how long was I out anyway? Feels like I didn't get a wink of sleep. Simon Tant. Oh, we're in the perfect timing. Run up for this year's mathematics competition. Good thing everything's in fucking, alphabetic order. Phew, just in time. I'd better focus, the ceremony's almost over. Sarah Tesla. 3rd place in this year's senior science competition. Recognition of extracurricular studies in law. She can become a lawyer? That's very prestigious. This looks cute and adorable. This is wholesome. Here you go. Yay! We have a wholesome moment in the stream. Can I call it a stream if it's just a recorded video that I upload? Because I'm too antisocial to do actual live streams. It's like even when I do eventually get around to making a fucking VTuber model. I do want to sing the Kindly Leave It song, the Vorse. I still don't know the words to that title, that song. You guys will hear it at some point. Maybe I could try singing it in German and in English? I don't know. But this is wholesome. I like this. Whoever drew this game, you did a good job. I like it. Thank you. After accepting her reward, Sarah looked out at the audience, her eyes soon landing firmly on her one and only family member. Her smile grew even wider. Sarah returned her gaze, perfecting the scene as she received rare acknowledgement for her efforts. Excuse me? What am I overhearing? Hey, is that the girl you were talking about? What is happening? As Sarah smiled happily towards the crowd, a grating voice nearby began to penetrate my ears. Shh! Keep it down. That guy over there is her brother. As in the brother? What's happening? Gross. He totally looks like the type. Looks like what? You talking about like the stuff that happened when I was younger in school? Like, yeah, school sucks. Bullying's an issue. While Sarah smiled happily from the stage, lapping up the attention and adulation, which she deserves, the situation in the audience below was vastly different. From nearby, I could hear students and their parents talking about her. None of it. Why is everyone? None of it worth hearing. And Sarah wonders why I didn't want to come. I thought the rumors about Sarah and I might subside once it left, but I suppose that was just wishful thinking. Does Sarah go through this kind of crap every day? Or does this only happen when I'm around? Either way, for Sarah to endure as well as she has been, she must be stronger than I give her credit for. Sarah soon left the stage as the next student received their reward. And with only a few students remaining, before long the ceremony was brought to an end. Unaffected by the harsh words of her classmates, Sarah joined the audience as chipper as humanly possible, and we finally made our way home. Yay, happy face. With Sarah's award ceremony having ended at last, the two of us settled in for a makeshift meal before winding down. Just to be clear what I would do in this situation. I would want to talk to her about that stuff because I would be concerned about her, emotional well-being. But I wouldn't bring it up now because right now, she's just enjoying, getting the award and she's happy. And I don't want to ruin that. Yes, I'm concerned about how people are treating her in school. And yes, I do want to talk to her about it. That I need to talk to her about it. But I'm going to wait until tomorrow to talk to her about it because I don't want to ruin the day. She's happy and I don't want to fuck that up. Sarah reheated leftovers for the two of us, which we both consumed quickly, then headed in for a quick shower after eating. I was hoping Sarah would go to bed early after the ceremony, but I still have a while before Friday night meeting, so I guess this is okay. Phew, much better. Well, what the heck, what are you wearing? I know we're pretty casual around here, but give me a break. It's just a shirt. Honestly, she's a bit overdressed. Looks like she's wearing 2 shirts. Is it that cold? Is it winter? Or am I just the kind of person normally even... Then again, in the middle of winter, I'll have a fucking fan on. I'll go walking out and fucking... I can't remember how fucking... 38 degrees Fahrenheit one day, 50 degrees Fahrenheit another day. Out on a bike trail fucking without my shirt on. You wonder why you're feeling a bit sick. It's like the fucking multiple choice thing of sickness. Option A, are you sick because you're dieting and you're changing your diet drastically and what you're eating? Option 2, because you just suck as a human being and you're always sick. Option 3, you were walking on a bike trail, sometimes for 10 to 12 miles at a time in 40 to 50 degree weather without your shirt on. Or option, I don't even know what letter we're on. You're getting dental and sinus infections again, or you're getting sick from something you ate. Maybe, or rather lack of eating. I don't know. If I can just bitch hard enough, I won't need to puke. But I'm just saying, even now I'm just wearing a t-shirt and boxers. Hell, half the time I tend to, I sleep naked. Half the time, if there's, unless there's somebody else in the house, I'll either walk around in just my boxers or I'll walk around naked. And I tend to keep the house 66 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter. And during the summer months, I usually have it at 72 or 74. Yes, it saves money. Oh, right. I borrowed one of your shirts. You don't mind, do you? It's fine. I don't know what was meant, though. And why did she take that shirt? I had one shirt in the laundry, and that is it. I know, but it's too hot in here to bother with proper clothing. That looks overdressed, though. I'd be burning up in that. Then again, I tend to overheat. Says the person who's running a fever on top of what he considers normal. If you say so. Though I'd never hear the end of it till if I did that. Did what? I don't remember what we were talking about. Actually, on this subject, I was doing some thinking in the shower. I do too. I've said it before. I mentioned like dozens of personality fusions that represent me. One of which is a Dragon Ball Z fusion of Vegeta and Testament from Guilty Gear. Then again, heck, maybe I could be Mega Man Volnut from Mega Man Legends fused with Alucard from Helsing. About whether walking around the house after... This isn't half naked, this is overly dressed, isn't it? I don't know if you heard them, but some of the students were talking, their parents were talking about it. Yeah, I did hear that. I wanted to talk to you about it as I drink this water jug. But I wanted to wait till tomorrow because you were happy, and I didn't want to ruin your mood. She looks very huggable right now, though, like just very cuddly. Okay, mister, I need to go back to bed. We'll just get a fucking pillowcase. At some point, a fucking pillow. It's like, yeah, Lunar, like... It's like, yeah. It's like, what's your social life, Lunar? I hug a pillow. I'm just saying, she looks very cuddly. Very huggable. I like hugs. In fact, they were saying much the same thing as the school counselor, though I suppose you weren't there for that. I just don't get it. Why would they say such things? Back when you were at school, nobody ever said anything like that, but now that you're gone, does she honestly believe that? People have always spoken ill of us. They simply avoided saying those things in front of Sarah, because I was there to shut them up. What have they been saying exactly? They think that you're abusing me. Oh, that'd be fucked up. I burned myself while cooking, and they started saying you must have done it. You know, I would criticize you for not telling me that you burned yourself, because I worry about you, but at the same time, I'm covered in scars that I'm hiding from you, so... Then again, I'm the kind of person that, you know, like a lot of people hide their phone from whoever they're dating. Most people do that because they're cheating. I just do it because, like, I don't want to, like, people, like, look through my search history, like, yeah, stuff about mental health issues. Because I don't want... That's... I'll tell you this. Out of every woman I've ever dated, even when I was married, never once brought up talking about being depressed or any of that stuff, because I just... I don't know. I think that'd be inappropriate to talk about with people. I bumped my leg on a table and bruised it. Oh my god, you're as accident prone as I am. Some students claim you must have been beating me. And it doesn't stop there. There's really no limit to how low they'll sink. It just gets me so angry hearing them blame you for every little thing like that. I feel like there would be a lot of multiple options we go through when we go back for return playthroughs. I figure, like, we'll do our main playthrough, which is me just playing it however I think I would, given the limited amount of control I have over the fictional world here. I think I'm feeling a little bit better. Stomach feels a little bit better. I'm not feeling like I need to puke at the moment. So that's good, I think. Or maybe that's just a temporary reprieve, I don't know. Maybe the game is just enough of a distraction. But I feel like the second playthrough would just be, I don't know, just going for options I wouldn't normally pick, I don't know. But then eventually I have to go back to each individual save file and pick each individual option. I don't know. I don't know what the most efficient way of doing this would be. I don't know what the... I don't think you're overreacting, but it would be best if you just forgot about it. Eh? People are going to think that way no matter what you say. Lashing out would only give them more fuel. I know it's hard, but try not to let it bother you. Let those idiots think whatever they want, okay? Or so I've been frequently told. Alright, if it doesn't bother you, then it doesn't bother me. I'll show them just how resilient and stubborn I can be. You have no idea. Yay, happy face. Anyway, now that we've got that sorted, let's get you nice and clean. Huh? What are you talking about? I'm clean as humanly possible. You're the one who needed a shower, little Miss Stage Fright. I don't know what you're talking about. I knew it. Anyway, I've already gone in. So now it's your turn. I already went in before we left, and I somehow doubt I've gotten dirty in the past few hours. Irrelevant, I'm not sleeping next to you until you take a shower. Or could it be that you want me to bathe you? Eh? Saracen, serious, is she? Alright, I'll get in already. I'll take a shower. I wonder if we were going the incest route, if she'd be hopping in the shower with us. Because that is an option, because the first couple parts of this game, I was making the jokes about it being like Andy and Layla. You know, that game's a lot more than just that. It's the part that everyone talks about. And I can't do any better than a cheap fucking joke. Great, I'll go get you a change of clothes. Sorry, this is just what this girl up to. Okay. As per Sarah's instructions, that hurts my ears. I entered the bathroom and started showering. It seemed kind of pointless. I take 15 showers a week. Given this hurts my ears, the shower's too loud. Please stop the noise. Given that I just a few hours ago, for the sake of getting Sarah back, I was happy to comply. So there's no harm bathing again. Besides, I still have a while before Friday night meeting, so it's not like I'm short on time. After taking a quick shower, I dried myself off and looked around the bathroom. I didn't bring any clothes with me, since Sarah enthusiastically offered to grab them for me. But she's really taking her time. Actually, knowing Sarah, it's entirely possible that she's deciding what to grab. Maybe she fell asleep. I guess I'll grab the towel and head out with, "Oh, there you are." Okay? I was beginning to think you weren't coming. Yeah, what's up? What's wrong? See something you like? Kya! Oi, calm down. It's nothing you haven't seen before. Sarah? Before I could talk and sense her, Sarah was already long gone, taking my fresh clothes with her. But I'm still naked. I need clothes. I know I normally prefer to be naked, but I just hop out of the shower. I don't want to get pneumonia. After waiting until Sarah fell asleep, I crept out of the house without making a sound. I made my way across town, traveling once again to Karasu's headquarters, where I met up with my coworkers for our Friday night meeting. And like I said, even that scene, I imagine different things would have occurred had I made different choices in the game. Though depending on how graphic the video game is, I might not be able to show that on YouTube. And I don't really know how to edit anything. As time passed, however, it became increasingly evident that not everybody would be in attendance, let alone as promptly as I was. Merely looking around the room, even I could tell that a couple familiar faces were missing. Has anyone heard from Violet or Vincent? Did they die? Nobody spoke up. Misa and I were seeing each other every weekday, as well as during training, so we didn't know if the other went missing. Similarly, I met with Sai during training, and he would no doubt see his own daughter outside of work. So the three of us could easily keep tabs on each other. Given the disappearance of Violet and Vincent, however, they apparently fostered no such habit of, or only met with one another. Well, it's not like either of them was assigned a particular high-profile target. They probably just couldn't make it, or they're dead. It wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so everything's fine then. Their entire methodology relies on playing games of seduction. It can take time. If nobody has heard from them by Sunday, their work will be reassigned. As expected, Sai moved on without missing a beat. Anyway, with no use worrying about it now, as Leon said, it wouldn't be the first time. Let's just get on with the show, shall we? There's no need for that. I've already spoken to all four of you before tonight. So he's been in contact with the others after all, huh? I spoke to Sai just last night, informing him of our success after Misa and I completed our only work for the week. But not once has he mentioned meeting with any of the others. Ultimately, it's none of my business, of course. But still, it does feel like I'm not being told the full story. Given what noise hurts? What is this fucking grating sound? It's too loud. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one training with Sai and Misa before I came along. Me usurping his position would also explain some of the hostility he seems to feel towards me. On the other hand, during my training with Misa, I got the distinct impression that she never had a training partner before, so perhaps, without the others' presence, there is no need for this meeting to continue. Meeting adjourned. Works for me. A quick meeting's a good meeting. You always say that. Am I ever wrong? As quickly as our meeting began, the few members present began to walk out, leaving only Sai, Misa, and I behind. I guess that's my cue to leave. I guess I'll see you guys on Tug Tug. Not so fast. Before you leave, Karasu has once again requested your presence. Again, huh? I can guess what this will be about. Hi, Karasu. How are you doing, man? Can I have... What the goddamn shit? That's too loud! Can you please turn down the techno, Karasu? Do you have some hot cocoa? I'm gonna make some hot cocoa after this. I'm going to make a cup of hot cocoa. As without being told anything unaccompanied Karasu, I was escorted to my boss's office. 3 of us left the meeting room. Together, trekked the alley-like hallway leading to... I didn't get to read the rest of that. How do I go backwards? Now, before long, I was once again face to face with the man who essentially owned my life. Ah, Suo, my boy. Please come in. Oh, right, the thing about Suo meaning dragon. And we had the Chinese New Year, I think, either today or yesterday or something. I don't know. Today's February 10th, I think. Pretty sure it's February 10th. Everyone's like, it said it in the saved things. Like, no, that was the previous... I don't know. We'll find out when we save later, okay? I'm just saying Suo means dragons. You're a dragon, Chinese New Year. Next year's, I think, is horse and rat or something. I don't know. I'm a rabbit. Despite being a cat boy sort of thing. I don't know. I'll make the VTuber model eventually. Not that I'll ever live stream it. Too antisocial to be an anime character. Yeah. Sai told me you wanted to speak to me. About Adder, no doubt. I'm not the one who requested your presence. You aren't, but then who? That would be me. Hello? Are you somebody who works at the place we're about to break in and you're like an inside person? Like, you're like our informant? My apologies and inconvenience, I'm the one who called you here. Lieutenant Kraus. Lieutenant Kraus, pleased to meet you, Suo. Lieutenant as in a military lieutenant? Not quite. We're Kraus' friends, Lars, from the Trenton Police Department. In fact, he's the one who funded your last outing. Oh, you're here to thank me for stabbing a guy. Okay. My last outing. By that outings, you mean fund our... Oh no, I shouldn't jump to conclusion. It would be pretty... I mean, we wouldn't say it out loud, but yeah, you're the person who paid for me to stab the guy in the house who wore the white shirt. It would be pretty stupid of me to accuse a police officer of commissioning a kill. But we can assume it. And people say, oh, it's an asshole thing to do to assume. I'm like, you have to make assumptions. Yes, you shouldn't jump overly to conclusions. That's a given. You should also try to have all the information you can. But that being said, if you don't make assumptions about things to some degree, you can't even continue a conversation, let alone do anything in life. In order to have any kind of conversation with anyone, there has to be some basic amount of assumptions that both people are making in order to actually have a conversation or to do anything. Who are you yelling at? I don't know! You did? Son, I wanted to thank you for your assistance in bringing Mr. Roth to justice. Your methods may be a little unorthodox, but the fact remains, thanks to you, Miss Roth will be able to live on without fear. Well, he really is talking about that. What's more, Kraus sounds genuinely thankful. I did something horrible, something no civilized human being should ever do, and yet a man of the law is thanking me. You see, as much as I hate to admit it, the law is full of blind spots. Some of which prevent men like me from doing our jobs. A man can beat his wife within an inch of her life, scare her not saying a thing, and then go on without it not caring a world. Even if we all know what's really going on, the second anybody tries to do anything about it, they're labeled a rogue cop. You're doing God's work, son. I just wanted you to know that. Okay, regardless of anything else occurring in this situation, thank you. I appreciate positive reinforcement. That's the weird thing. I respond really well to positive reinforcement, and I respond very poorly to negative reinforcement. Basically, to a large degree, feel angry at authority just because they're dicks. Then again, it's not hard to manipulate me. All you have to do is be nice to me. So just like something like this is like, yay! It gets me on your good side. Like, Karasu is more of an affably evil villain, though I don't know if I'm using that word correctly. But it's more so he's polite and he is courteous. As long as I don't, disrespect him, he doesn't disrespect me. And I'm like, I like being treated with respect. Even if he's considered a less than noble individual. He's nice to me. I don't know, does that make me a terrible person that I care more about how somebody treats me than, how they are in the rest of the world? Basically, it's like, hey, you're not a jerk to me, and you're not doing anything that hurts me or negatively affects me in any way. I'm okay with you. Even more so if you're actually polite to me and nice to me and benefit me in some way. I don't know. Then again, I also respond well to cutesy stuff too, so I don't know. I'm a weird person. I like stuffed animals, and yet I'm the person who suggests DDR Maniac to play Demonophobia. But I did at least give him proper warning of, what he was getting his ass into. I told him, hey, this game is not intended for anyone either 21 or 23 years of age. I told him it's the most cursed game ever made. So, it's not like it was a surprise when, everyone's getting killed. I don't even know what the part of that story was. Alright, then I'm a horrible person. Like, literally, I'll play violent video games and watch horror movies. Yet I'm the kind of person who just likes stuffed animals and playing with bunny rabbits and cats and stuff. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I respond really well to politeness and compliments and stuff like that. Though I'd say that flattery only works as long as I know it's not flattery. Like, as long as I believe it's sincere, flattery is very, very effective on me. However, the moment I know it's just manipulation, I feel very angry because I don't like the idea of people manipulating people, let alone me. Like, I don't like the idea of being manipulated or controlled or lied to. Also, the implication is then that the person doesn't think those nice things about me. So it means, one, they think bad things about me, and two, they're lying to me and they're trying to manipulate me. I don't like that. I don't know. I'm getting off topic. But still, I'm glad I got the nice thing said to me. Now it's bedtime as I resist the urge to puke again. So I look over at my own bed. Yes, my recording setup's weird. I'm just sitting in a metal folding chair on a pillow with my laptop on another metal folding chair on my bed. Everyone's like, why don't you get an actual desk? And one, I don't know where I'd put it. Two, I don't want to. I'm either going to record like this, or I'm going to lay in my bed, put some pillows behind me and lean against my wall, because I have my bed against the wall, and just maybe put some blankets over me and put some pillows underneath the laptop in front of me and play it while I try to be comfy. I'm going to play the way I find comfortable, even if it's weird, but then again, you wonder why sometimes you have back issues. Yeah, maybe a folding chair is not the best thing for your fucking posture. Not that I'm ever going to buy, well, especially not now, but I'm just saying, even if I was rich, I'd probably still do this. And this, recording setup. But I really do enjoy making these videos. God's work, huh? Well, I'll be damned. Yay, someone said something nice to me. By the way, those flowers look really nice on the side. I like that art. Why are we getting distracted? I'm just saying I really like... Look at the bottom right-hand side. See the way the flowers are? That looks really nice. But that's the thing, in general, I like the... The only thing I've criticized so far of the person's drawings is the way they draw guns. The way they draw guns is awful. Is the boy gone for the night? Yes, sir. He won't be returning tonight. Good, good. Why do you seem frumpy? And you've put Misa to bed. Why is everyone frumpy? They're all frowny face. You know what? What if everyone had a Pepsi? Which I haven't had like a week or something. I don't know. Haven't had any soda or energy drinks since I quit my job. I miss Pepsi. I was even meaning like the day before that to get a large pepperoni pizza from Pizza Hut. I was really looking forward to that pizza. I can't remember why I didn't. Oh right, I think I fell asleep. And of course I'm not doing that because that would not be a healthy choice. But I really want the pepperoni pizza and the Pepsi. Drinking a swig of water. It's funny. I feel like I need to puke and I'm still talking about how I want to drink something sugary and eat something greasy. I'm dumb. You've put Misa to bed. We won't be disturbed. Excellent. Now that the good children have turned for the night, it's time for the adults to talk, don't you think? What is it? I just don't understand. Understand what? You know full well that I don't approve of this kind of secrecy and deceit. Choosing not to tell the boy the finer details of your plan is one thing, but dressing up one of your men as a police officer just to lie to him? This is what I was talking about. Even though it's a video game, and I'm literally just, I'm not Suo. I vicariously felt happy at being told good job. And that I was doing good, and I'm doing God's work, and, I vicariously, through the video game, I was legitimately feeling happy in a reflection of that. And now, I feel disappointed. It's like, what do you mean the evil mob boss guy lied to me? I thought he was honest. Why would he lie to me? Why would the guy I work for to do assassination jobs lie to me? But I feel legitimately disappointed. If I could edit, I'd put a picture of the review bra guy. Well, actually, it'd be like either a video clip or a GIF with captions. It's like, what does he say? Like, my sadness is limitless and my disappointment is beyond words. My whole day is ruined, or something. It's that one guy. He does food reviews. He wears like suits and stuff. Which I don't know how he does that. Like, suits are always uncomfortable. I don't like those. But I would definitely wear the outfit that Fate Graphite wears from Volume 5 of the Berserker Gluttony light novel. Then again, I would also wear the outfit that the girl wears in that too. I feel like I'm the kind of person I would just like to cosplay a lot. I'm just saying the outfit he wears looks really cool. Even though it does look like it's a bit of a warmer outfit. Probably have to wear it in like... I do like a bit of wind though. I like fall weather. Says the person who is ill. But yeah, I'm just saying, I feel disappointed at this. Like, what do you mean the guy who pays me to kill people lied to me? I thought, if anything, I could trust him, right? And since when have you thought my daughter was so untrustworthy that she needed to be kept out of the loop? I just don't. Sigh. Give the drama a rest, would you? I wouldn't be taking these precautions if I didn't think they were necessary. So explain it to me. I thought you'd figure it out by yourself, but I guess it can't be helped. The truth is, Suo isn't like the others. He doesn't possess the same motives. He needs money, yes, and I fully intend to exploit that. What do you mean the guy paying me to kill people is exploiting me? What do you mean he's not my friend? But first and foremost, he's just like you used to be. Me? I know for a fact that you weren't always like this, my friend. But just as you faced ample adversity to reach this point, so shall Suo and Misa. So you're manipulating them. You don't think money is good enough motivation for those two? So you're giving them more noble incentives? You make it sound like that's a bad thing. I mean, I see where you're coming from. I would like if it was a legitimate police officer. Like, I just feel bad about being lied to. The boy has potential, but he's still just a child. He needs to believe that he's on the right path, that what he's doing is right. And my daughter? Please don't take this personally, my friend. Your relation to her really has nothing to do with it. However, as her father, you should know better than I do that Misa has no desire to spend her life doing this. I know it's hard on you, but this is for the best. Besides, if everything goes according to plan, those two will soon become normal teenagers once more. And the only thing standing in their way is one little medical science firm. Okay. "30 days later. Sunday night, November 6th. This music's nice. It has been 6 weeks now since I became a professional killer. 6 weeks of late-night training sessions, early morning rendezvous, and excessive paychecks. 6 weeks of working directly under a crime lord, and earning a living bringing death to those who are more valuable dead than alive. In those 6 weeks, I've killed a total of 9 people. 1 person each week for the first 3 weeks. 2 people each week for the next 3 weeks. I've improved considerably in every aspect, be it in terms of knowledge, financials, physical strength, and stamina or skill. Equally as important, I've been getting along well with those closest to me, not allowing my new lifestyle to destroy my personal relationships. Sarah and I have been on predominantly good terms, minus the occasional fight, and I haven't had a single negative experience with Misa. For all intents and purposes, I've been living a rich, rewarding life, fulfilling life. Or so I would like to think. The truth is, my relationship with Sarah hasn't been as carefree as I'd hoped. Since the talk we had one Friday night a month ago, Sarah has been acting even more strangely than usual. For the next few days, she would stand in front of the wardrobe for half an hour, grabbing at pants to wear as she slept, yet never actually putting them on. She also refrained from clinging to me as she usually would, falling victim to habit only after she fell asleep. Going forward, she forgot to pick her clothes up off the floor, and occasionally walk into the bathroom while I was bathing. Very forgetful, scatterbrained mistakes, which my prim and proper sister should not be making. Whenever I called her out on her odd behavior, however, Sarah would deny that any change had occurred, defending herself with a flushed face and near mechanical movement. Sarah really worries me sometimes. I never do know what's going on inside that head of hers. Even after a month of trying to figure out what's been wrong with her, I haven't made any progress at all. Unfortunately, by this point, I no longer have the leisure to worry about that. As important as my sister's mental health is to me, there's only one aspect of my life demanding my attention, far more urgently. My sickness. Unsure of what else to call it, I labeled the voice in my head the pain and adrenaline surging throughout my body, the rush which spurred me to kill. My sickness. It began after I woke up in the hospital with a head wound over 3 months ago. I was groggy, in pain, and couldn't think clearly. I heard countless voices, which I presumed to be from other patients, whispering to me at all hours of the night. At the time, I didn't think anything of it. I just endured, thinking it was a side effect of the medication I had been given. But once I left the hospital and started working for Mr. Liddell, I learned the truth. I realized that the pain and haziness was never from the medication or from my stay in the hospital. It came from within me. When I killed Mr. Liddell, when I had attacked those 2 adolescents, whenever I felt a sudden surge of malice, I knew my sickness was to blame. It began to come and go, occasionally speaking to me, directing me towards the right path. My sickness worked for my sake, and even if it didn't seem like it at all at the time, and tried to do what was best for me. Or so I thought. For the past week I've been in constant agony, varying only in the level of discomfort. It took its toll on me both during and outside work, but I figured it was something I could grit my teeth and bear. Then yesterday evening, after my sister fell asleep, I woke up in tremendous pain, clenching my stomach as though I had been stabbed. I ran to the bathroom and puked until every morsel of food in my stomach was sitting in front of me, taking with it a fraction of the pain I felt. For hours I was in agony, unable to sleep or rest, completely at the mercy of my own body. I've put this off for far too long already. I can't keep prioritizing work and Sarah. Tomorrow morning I'm going to see a doctor, no matter what. After our increasingly dismal party gathered. My coworkers waited patiently in relative silence. For 20 minutes we sat unmoving, waiting for our missing comrades to arrive, hoping that they were merely running late. But as his patience wore thin, Sai finally spoke up, convinced that Vincent and Violet would not show. Still no word from the other two. Everyone present shook their heads. Damn. Like we didn't have enough to do already. After the last disappearance of Vincent and Violet, the two showed up once more, apologizing for the delay and blaming their targets. For the next few weeks they were both behaving like normal, attending meetings and getting their work done, showing no sign of anything being amiss. 2 nights ago, however, the duo once again failed to show, making us wonder if they would repeat their previous return, or instead never show their faces again. Leon, you go track them down. Kane, I want you to confirm their kills. Low priority or not, their marks need to be taken care of. Yes, sir. As for you two, you're going to help me pick up the slack. Karasu accepted this week's work on the basis that he had 7 killers at his disposal, with 2 missing, the other 2 covering for them. That just leaves the 3 of us. More work than usual, huh? Sai won't hear any complaints from me. I'll certainly help pad my paycheck, and the adrenaline should ease my pain for a while. We have 11 targets this week, not including the ghosts. Kane and Leon may be chasing. I'll take 8 of them myself. You two decide on how you want to handle the others. Sai scattered 11 profiles on the table, all paired with photos and the details necessary. Take your pick. I actually get a choice this time. This might be even more fun than I thought. Now then, let's take a look at... Alright, I'll take the others. Well, wait a second. What are you? While I was looking at the scatter profiles, Misa handed Sai her choices, deciding for both of us who we would be targeting. Figures. I come all this way, no meeting takes place, and Misa chooses our targets for us. Seriously, what was the point in even coming here? Okay, that should be it for tonight. Let's go, Misa. Pout. Alright. Here. This is yours. As Misa's prompt, Sai handed me an old electronic device of some sort. What is this? It's a phone. Of sorts. The audio and text messaging software installed on there already contains detail of everyone on the team, as well as Karasu and a few other associates of ours, of whom you haven't met. You can now get into contact with anyone on the team, and don't hesitate to talk about work matters. All communications are encrypted in preloaded keys, unique to each pairing. Sounds like a pretty sophisticated phone. Not particularly, it's just a bit more security-focused than normal mobile phones. First of all, you can only use it to communicate with or receive communications from other people using the same device. Also, these devices utilize a mesh network only available within Richmond, so they're useless once you leave the city. I see. Put simply, it's very private, restricted, and won't work outside the city. So if you want to go around giving girls your number, you're out of luck. Seriously, what kind of person does Sai think I am? Misa pulled her own phone out, proudly displaying it an inch away from my face. So you've got one too, Misa. That'll make working together easier. Nod, nod. Misa may not be one for a conversation, but even she would respond to a text message, right? Don't get any ideas about sending my daughter inappropriate text messages or photos. I wouldn't do that. But I thought we were dating. Inappropriate jokes aside. Sure, you wouldn't. Anyway, it's time to go. You two can arrange your work for the week tomorrow morning. Wave, wave. And so begins another week. The next day. Monday morning, November 7th. Misa and I met up in the usual park, and I prepared myself for a day of procrastination at Misa's whim. As usual, Misa seemed to have a number of destinations in mind, all of which she conveyed without uttering a single word. Unlike the mornings of other dates, however, this time I had a destination of my own in mind. With the pain in my stomach at an all-time high, and my sickness proven to be beyond my control, Misa's plans were set aside. I had expected some form of protest from Misa, given how she had reacted previously at the mention of work before play. But this time around, I received no such resistance. Seeing for herself just how much pain I was in, despite my attempts to hide it, Misa took hold of my hand and led me down the street, presumably with a single destination in mind. Misa and I briefly walked through the city, quickly reaching a street I had been through many times before. I am feeling much better. Stomach's still a bit upset, head still hurts. But this is better. Rather than entering any of the buildings, however, Misa led me into an alleyway, wherein she removed her jumper from a set of keys. Without further ado, Misa unlocked the door before us, granting direct access to a wondrous place of healing. Okay, I was not expecting this. All good so far. Nothing abnormal. No blockages. Ha. Still, nothing. No signs of any blood or tearing. The second we walked through the door, Misa and I were confronted with a scene I'd hoped never to see. Bent over the operating table in front of us was an elderly man, and behind him was, "Are you sure it was blood you saw in your stool?" "Yes, I'm sure." I kept my hands over Misa's eyes, instinctively shielding her from the disturbing scene in front of us. I don't care how many people Misa's killed, no amount of bloodshed prepares a person for a sight like this. Well then, I guess I'll have to keep on. Despite our silence, Misa and I eventually attracted the attention of the doctor before us. He stared at us blankly, as confused by our presence as I was by the location of his finger. Misa's all question marks. While I kept my hand over Misa's eyes, the doctor took a better look at her, soon gasping in realization. "Could you wait outside a moment?" "Now then, what the hell are you doing here? How many times have I told you to knock? You know it drives me crazy when you people suddenly appear out of thin air, completely unannounced." Shortly after directing us back into the alley, the doctor followed suit, closing the door behind him and telling the nurse to delay his next appointment. I feel like I had to blow my nose. I'll take the headset off for a second. But yeah, I think I'm feeling better. Hopefully it's more than just a temporary reprieve. My head is still warm, so there's that. But all in all, as long as I don't go try to walk really far or jog a shit ton right now, I think we're okay. Oh, you've brought a new face with you, huh? But if you are here, then this must be another one of Karsu's pets. Shit. Asked the man for help once, and I'm his bitch for life. Just wonderful. So, what can I do for you kids? Looking to score some narcotics for your idiot friends? Well, at least he's cut straight to the point. I get that he's mad about being walked in on and apparently being at Karasu's beck and call. But it would kill him to tone it down. I've been having stomach pains for a few weeks now. I was hoping you could help me out. You came to a doctor because you're feeling sick. Of course. Why didn't I think of that? It's like a burning sensation that gets worse over time. Throwing up dulls the pain and adrenaline wards it off, but nothing seems to get rid of it completely permanently. Is that ulcers? Have you had any diarrhea or blood in your stool? Not until this week, but both actually. Are you throwing up intentionally or a result of the discomfort? Both. Dehydrated? I guess. Did you consume anything sketchy shortly before the symptoms began? Any undercooked chicken? That's a tough one. I was eating properly before I entered the hospital, and they wouldn't serve me anything sketchy or undercooked. For 2 weeks after that, however, I ate rubbish Sarah and I could throw together. And even if it was mostly instant, chances are I consumed something I shouldn't have. I don't think so, but I was. Yeah, whatever. You have gastroenteritis, a severe bacterial case. You seem fine overall, so just keep your fluids up and take it easy. That's it? So keep hydrated and I'll be fine. Don't you need some tests or... Who's the doctor here, huh? If you don't like my diagnosis, then get a second opinion somewhere else. Tug. At the height of the doctor's rage, I felt a weak tug on my sleeve. Misa wore a complicated expression on her face? Okay, what? I'm curious. I couldn't tell if she was worried about me or just wanted to get away from the doctor as soon as possible. Fine. Thanks for your help. Whatever, just get out of here. Well, that was a waste of time. Perhaps I should have opened by telling the doctor when I've been hearing voices in my head. I don't know anything about gastro or whatever, but I'm betting it doesn't explain that particular symptom. I don't know how to read that emotion. Type in the comments, what does this mean? I don't know what this means. What does this mean? Alone together again, Misa looked at me with obvious concern. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. If I can survive training with you, then there's no way a little gastro or something can hurt me. Maybe we could pick up some medicine at Walmart? Says the person who would just drink massive amounts of energy drinks to force himself to go through work. At least now, if I want to, I can just lay down and take a nap and just recover like a normal human being. Or at least making a video. I'm just sitting here. I'm not doing anything, strenuous. But at least my own personal stomach issues seem to be resolving themselves. Feeling my head again, which is still warm. It's fine. Hey, at least I'm staying hydrated. I got a fucking jug of water here. No good, huh? Misa must be good at reading minds, says Sarah. Either that or the pain I'm feeling is too easy to see. Look, I'll go visit another doctor later, okay? I'll get a second opinion somewhere else and make sure to receive proper diagnosis. Yay, happy face. That's better. A joyful smile definitely suits Misa better than the worried expression she was wearing a moment ago. But if I want to keep her smiling and Sarah too, I need to make good on my promise. I need to see a doctor, discover what's wrong with me, and find out if there's a cure. With my primary concern for the day pushed aside, Misa and I headed back to my house. Heeding the doctor's first piece of advice, I downed an unhealthy amount of water from the tap, hydrating myself to the point where I knew my bladder would seek vengeance later on. As for a suggestion that I take it easy, however, with 3 targets for the week, I couldn't afford to listen to his second piece of advice, nor could I entertain Misa's tendency toward procrastination. Instead, I grabbed the profile Sai gave me on Sunday night and scattered them on the living room table in front of me and my seated companion. First up is a local troublemaker, Kunal. He resides barely 3 blocks from here. He's been stealing from one of Karasu's front companies and causing the employees grief, finally crossing the line when he shot the owner and made off with Karasu's money. There's a note from Karasu saying that to make the kill obvious and brutal, so as to send a message to other potential thieves among his ranks. Yikes. The other two appear to be a pair of lovers. Okay, they'll probably be in the same place, so that makes it easier. Camila Mendez and Mark Crane, the wife and best friend of a man currently undergoing divorce proceedings. I know this is a terrible joke, but imagine like if I had a sniper rifle and I was on the phone with the divorced guy and he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna charge you $10,000 per bullet. And he's like, fine, but if you could you shoot my wife in the head to make it painless and quick? But could you shoot him in the nuts so, he can suffer and bleed out? Oh, don't worry, buddy. I got you. In fact, I can do that with one bullet. I'll save you some money. I hope I don't have to explain the joke. Hopefully. He paid good money to see them not only kill, but savagely brutalized before death. I don't know if that's more funny or more dark than the joke I made. What's with the sudden emphasis on being brutal? Is it really that important to send a message or to get revenge? To the people probably willing to pay money to kill people, I can definitely understand wanting to get revenge. I don't condone or condemn that. I can just say, I can understand. And obviously there's people that have been through much worse things too. It's kind of like the thing, I think the idea of a hell is unjustifiable. That no matter what somebody did, they don't deserve an eternity of hell. But, say Hitler. I think anybody that actually suffered as a result of his efforts, camps, genocide, war, I think they have a right to be upset at him. I think they have a right to ask for some sort of punishment. So, I think in general, the idea of a hell is unjustifiable, but I think if somebody lived a life of hurting innocent people, then I think those innocent people have a right to want vengeance. But all things in, what's the proper word for it? Just saying, there are some people that want revenge against people that have done no wrong to them at all. And some people can just be very petty about little things. But there's a difference about someone being petty over, say, a traffic violation or something, as opposed to, murder. Or killing a loved one or something. Or, even the ghosts of people that were, I guess atrocities would be the best word for what occurred back in World War II times. Or a lot of times in history. People, I don't know, human history kind of sucks. It's weird. I'm fascinated by war history and, those kinds of stories. But I want a world where it never happens. That's the thing. I find documentaries and stuff about how World War II happened and everything that happened and stuff like that. I find it fascinating, but I also feel like I want the world to be a place where no one would ever do such horrible things to anybody. But I still find the stories fascinating. I don't know. I'm just saying, whether or not Hitler gets, goes to hell or anything, that should just be, at the discretion of all the people who suffered because of it. Me as a random person in the year 2024, I have no reason to really hold a grudge against him. He didn't wrong me. But there are millions and millions and millions and millions of other people in whom we're very, very, very much wronged. So, as far as I'm concerned, the question of what happens to his immortal soul, I'll leave it up to them. Because I think they have the right. Besides, a lot of this is just me just sparsing through my own feelings and morality, but then again, here I am bitching at all of you for my random bullshit when, really, at the end of the day, I don't even understand how I feel about things. It's more so me thinking out loud and sharing my own thought process of trying to understand how I feel. And I'm just saying this. I can definitely understand feelings like anger. There are people that have wronged me in the past, and I can definitely understand the feeling of wanting revenge. But what's the actual proper way? I don't know. Because some people say, oh, the vengeance thing would consume you, but at the same time, it also provides a person a feeling of justice. So I think both paths could be viable, whether it's the not seeking revenge or even actually seeking revenge on the person who wronged you. To each their own. The most important thing is this. Whether you are, and again, I'm not condemning or condoning people getting revenge on those who wrong them. I'm just saying, I'm definitely not condemning it. I'm just saying, do what's best for you. Just, do what's in your best interest. If going for revenge gets you, killed, or in prison, or causes something majorly wrong to go wrong in your life that would cause you additional suffering, then maybe it's not worth it. But in the same regard, it could help. It could, in some circumstances. In some circumstances, just turning the other cheek could cause more emotional harm. That being said, I'm not a doctor or a psychiatrist or, somebody who's not crazy, so I'm not really qualified to give that opinion. All I can say is, there are laws in society that say you're not supposed to kill people and stuff, so, that's worth considering. And, of course, there's my own emotional tendencies about things, but then again, who even understands that anymore? I don't. My head still hurts. Yep, definitely still warm. How do you make a fever go away? At least I feel less shitty. Though my room suddenly seems brighter. Great, we're bitching at ourselves for our own sensitivity to light. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know. I'm just saying this. I'm not condoning or condemning. I'm just saying, if there are people out there that have been wronged by others, it's understandable that you'd want revenge. And I'm not saying for you not to do it. I'm not saying for you to do it either. I'm not, suggesting people go out there and try to hurt people that wronged them or anything, because, I don't want to encourage people to do anything that would hurt others. I'm just saying, you just got to do what's best for you. Obviously, the non-violent options I encourage, but every situation's different. At the end of the day, it's simply an issue of, definitely choosing a certain path would lead you to getting hurt, or dead, or in prison, or hurting innocent people. I'd advise against it. I would say you should just do what's best for you. But honestly, I would say whether a person seeks revenge or not, I'd say the most important thing a person needs, whether they choose the path of being a pacifist who doesn't go for revenge against those who wronged him, or somebody who delivers brutal justice against those who cause them pain or wrong to them. Regardless of which path you take, it's important to have some sort of support system in terms of, one, making sure you have your basic needs, like the Haslow's hierarchy of needs thing. Basically, take care of your basic needs, maybe have a good diet, but aside from all that random malarkey bullshit, which of course is valid and important stuff to eat right and sleep and have a good place to live and all that stuff. Most important thing is, your mental health. And physical health, that matters too, but I'm just saying, regardless of what path you take in life, whether it's regard to that stuff or anything in life, honestly, no matter what it is we're talking about, no matter what the subject is, and regardless of what choices you make in life, it's important to have, somebody to talk to feel like somebody cares about you, to have family, friends. I don't know what the proper word for things. We'll just call it a support system, okay? Some sort of emotional support system. You should feel like you're not alone and that somebody cares about you and stuff like that. There's a better way to put it, but I don't know how. Honestly, everyone's like, well, but who are you saying this for in the video? I mean, no one's ever going to watch your videos except for maybe a couple random people, and most of those people have better ways of finding psychological help than listening to a crazy guy on the internet. And the answer is, it's for my own sake. The random bullshit I'm saying is really just me talking to myself. So this is just an audio form of listen to Lunar D8 give himself a hug. Okay. Karasu's makes sense in a way, but I would have thought that at least the ex-husband would want the murders to look like accidents. Not that I should complain. Misa's choices work out surprisingly well for me. The lovers will likely be together, and Kunal lives fairly close to here. Did Misa choose these three knowing that, so as to maximize our free time, or was it a coincidence? Either way, it looks like I may have an easy week after all. So how do you want to divide the work up? Misa? While I was reading through our targets' profiles, Misa somehow managed to sneak away. She was here just a second ago. Where did she run off to? Hello? Nope, it wasn't the call of nature that dragged Misa away. Nor was it the appeal of my raiding my fridge. Would have been heard Misa leave, so she couldn't have escaped. I mean, yeah, we were in the living room. I would have heard the front door. At least not the front door. Unless she's hiding in plain sight, the only likely hiding spot would be my bedroom. But Misa wouldn't go rummaging through my stuff, would she? Of course, even if she did, I don't really have anything worth hiding. At worst, she'd figure out that Sarah and I share a bed. I don't have anything worth stealing either. The most valuable possession I own is the phone Sai gave me. Wherever she is, Misa can't hide from me in place of this size. Yeah, I mean, it's not a big house. Misa, are you in here? Jump! Are you trying on my sister's clothes? Okay. Does seem a little big for you, though. I think she's taller than you. What the hell? Misa? What are you doing in my sister's clothes? Okay. Caught red-handed, Misa must have been pretty distracted for her to sneak up on her like this. Really, though, what is she thinking? So you wanted to try on my sister's clothes? Yeah, if my sister shows up right now, this will be very awkward to explain. I suppose wanting to try on clothes is indeed considered feminine, but clothes that belong to somebody else. Is this normal for girls, or is Misa just odd? I'll tell you this, as much as I would like to wear other clothes sometimes, I'm not going to wear some random person's clothes, especially not without their permission. Because I feel like that's a breach of, privacy. No. It just feels like it crosses some sort of boundary. Like, if I came home and I found somebody wearing my clothes, I'd be like, I'd be a little weirded out by it. Well, whatever makes you happy. Pout. I don't know why you're pouting. I don't understand what has caused this reaction. Apparently, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know what the correct answer was. Was that the wrong answer? I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I was supposed to say. No, wait, I recognize this glare. Misa wants to know how it looks on her, or rather, she wants me to compliment her. But she really should have picked something smaller. Sarah's definitely taller and better endowed than Misa. Tug. Sorry, Misa. But no matter how many times you shift the dress around, it isn't going to fit you. Misa. I feel like there's on multiple playthroughs we have so many options to come back to. Let me know in the comments. Are you actually looking forward to seeing the different options? Also, I will try my hardest not to get distracted. I feel like I'm getting more and more distracted and just go off topic, and I'm trying not to. I will offer to buy one her size. Not bad, but I think it's a bit small. You know what? Actually, big. Don't criticize the writing. It's not like the author of the game's like, oh shit, I made a typo, let me fix it in the game. You know what? Let's put off scouting off targets until tomorrow. For today, we're going to the mall and getting a dress in your size. Guess. I don't know how to make that noise. Ow! What happened? After you change back. Why is this the music from Sonic 3 Carnival Zone? I haven't gone to the mall in a while. Like a year or something, maybe? I don't know. It's at least been 7 or 8 months, maybe, right? I don't know. I can't remember. I think... I mean, with the exception of about a couple weeks ago, I went to drive to get some CBD gummies from a vitamin shop in a big city. And of course, in October, I had to get driven by my dad and my mom to have the bladder surgery. Because, you're not allowed to drive with anesthetic and stuff. I don't think I've left town, or at least city limits really, since August? And it's February 10th now? Granted, not like I'd have a lot of disposable income I'd be able to use. I'm living on savings now. Focusing on my health. As poorly as that's going. I don't know, does getting sick count as me not doing well enough at trying to get in shape? I feel like me not having a job for a little while is my only opportunity I'm ever going to have at getting in shape. Then again, hopefully whatever job I get in the future isn't going to be so taxing on me like my previous one. So many times I was just sitting in my fucking car on my lunch break, double fisting fucking energy drinks, chugging down some Advil and caffeine pills while I'm eating candy bars and typing out either little paragraph shit rants in my YouTube community posts or listening to a random YouTube video. Well, I said, I was grateful and I did appreciate my job because it paid bills, but I fucking hated it so much. And at the end of the day is this. One, my mental and physical health wasn't going to take it anymore. I went past my breaking point with that fucking place. If I had stayed, I was literally going to die of a heart attack. Currently slight chest pains right now, but in the past I'd be like, okay, well, time to ignore my own health because I have to go to work. So now I'm just going to chug an energy drink and eat some junk food to force myself to work as hard as I can despite feeling like shit. At least now I can just sit here in a chair and bitch at a fucking computer. But you know what? I'll say this. I'm at least enjoying this. I'm having fun making this video. Even if it's me just, well, being annoying and boring and whining and complaining while playing a video game no one's ever heard of. But it's a good game. It's a good story. Heck, I wonder how long it took them just to draw this. They probably got pissed off drawing those stairs. But I do hope whatever job I work next in the future, which I'll probably look for work. I got enough savings to be okay for a while, as long as I don't spend anything. So I think I'm gonna go 2 months before I try to look for a job. But I think enough walking on the bike trail and stuff. Hopefully. Like I said, if I ever do get that six-pack, I know I want to say win, because it's one of those things like, okay, I should be more confident about it. But I'm just saying, whenever I do, I'm going to be vain about it, okay? I'm going to have pride and vanity in it. I'm going to make a video, lift up my shirt, like, hey, look at my abs. Though honestly, I'm not sure if it's even possible. I'm not even sure, like, what's the proper healthy way to do it. At the very least, I'm not drinking soda or energy drinks anymore. I haven't taken any Advil or Tylenol or anything that would reduce pain since I quit work. I haven't gotten any fast food, so I haven't been to Wendy's or KFC or Pizza Hut. I really want that fucking pizza. It'd be so delicious. And for the most part, I really haven't had a ton of sugar, aside from like some cookies and stuff that I had bought a couple weeks ago. So it's not like I'm going out and buying additional, candy or sugar. Just eating a tiny bite here and there, just so it's not such a drastic change. So I'm trying to be like somewhat moderate and balanced with how I approach this. Oh, I was a bit disgruntled as far as it's already on restricted calories. And somehow gained weight. And yet, it's obviously not muscle because I'm struggling more and more to actually lift weight that I should be able to lift at a gym. My energy's in the crapper. And, well, getting ill and shit. Let me check my phone real quick, see if I got anything on that. I'll be right back. Oh. I shouldn't be out of breath and dizzy from just walking a few steps. I mean, hell. When I went over to where my phone is, outside of the bed, it's literally leaning on the wall. had my arm on the wall, resting my body weight on the wall while I checked my phones. Yes, I have more than one phone, but only one actually has phone service. The other is an old phone that I used in the past that I just keep because it connects to Facebook Messenger better. Everyone's like, sounds like your new phone's kind of shitty. Like, one, I've had it for like 2 or 3 or 4 years, the newer phone. It just never seemed to really work with Facebook Messenger. Not that there's really anything there either, but still. Just saying it works better with apps and stuff. You know, I've never owned an Apple iPhone. Maybe one of these days I'll get one. Okay, where are we at? Though a little wary of spending my day clothes shopping Misa, it didn't take long for the concern to be crushed by a far more powerful feeling. I escorted Misa to the same shopping center as the first time we went out, and just as she had been on the trip, Misa was overjoyed. Unlike last time, however, this trip was motivated by a specific purpose, and true to the reason behind the visit. We headed straight for the clothing store after clothing store. As much as I spent my time watching Misa cycle through elated expressions and trying on dresses, it was like watching a kid in a candy store, but with the finances to go nuts. What really amazed me, however, was the fact that Misa seemed content to simply try clothes on. Even after going through so many stores and outfits, we were yet to buy a single article of clothing. Now that doesn't sound bad, though. Doesn't sound bad at all. Both things. From both Suo and Misa's perspective. I'm not going to berate Misa for showing restraint, but if my experience with Sarah is anything to go by, Misa's willpower is superhuman. Could it be Misa's worried about wearing such clothing in front of her father? Until today, I've never seen her wear anything remotely feminine. She's always dressed for work, or wearing something inconspicuous. Whatever the case, it is a rather nice change of pace, even if Misa's usual outfits suit her. Some of the dresses she tried on today looked really great on her. Why can't I see those outfits, though? I want to see them. Given a few more years, Misa will be a real treat for the senses. Still, without $1 spent, Misa and I headed for the food court to grab a late lunch. All of that looks delicious. We didn't eat anything back at my place earlier, so all of the walking around since helped work up an appetite. So see anything that you like. Point. Misa placed her order, pointing to the menu, choosing the exact same meal as our previous visit. Same thing as last time, huh? Well, at least you know what you'll like. Alright, let's line up and... Suo! Dude, is that you? Hello? As an unfamiliar voice called out to me, Misa hid behind my back, keeping close enough that we could have been linking arms. The source of the unexpected noise closed in. At the moment I set my sights on it, I knew what to expect. Damn, not this shit again. Great. I thought this wall would be far enough away from my old home, but apparently not. Yes, I get the atmospheric overtones from the music. I understand the emotion you're trying to convey. Trust me, I'm already fucking there! I don't need you hand-holding me to whatever I would describe this emotion as. I'm already fucking there! Maybe I'm getting a little bit too much in the story. Maybe I'm just thinking back to real-life situations and how this fucking applies. Whoa, it's Sue. I thought you moved out of state. Maybe I should have. If it weren't for Sarah attending that loud school, we could have at least moved further away. Hello there. Whoever these two are, they're only one reason why they would know who I am, and I doubt there's a single student in Sarah's school who still takes kindly to my presence. What's more, given that they're skipping school themselves, they probably aren't exactly honor students either. Who's this? Oh, Suo's two-timing little Asian girl? What, your sister isn't enough anymore? I knew it. Next time I'm definitely taking Misa further away. This place is just too close to my old school. You know, you have a lot of nerve showing your face around here. You should be in school. Yeah, everybody knows what you've been up to, fucker. Just leave me alone, would you? I have stuff to do. And by stuff, you mean your sister? Or is it that little Asian whore behind you? I will fucking stab you. PSA, Lunar D8 does not encourage people to stab people. He just wants to stab them. But to be fair, they're being rude. And I don't like them being rude, so I want to stab them. I'm just saying, there are laws against that, and everyone should bear that in mind. I'm just saying. I really... And here's the thing, I'm the kind of person I want to, like, be the more... peaceful option. But I will tell you this, if I'm with somebody as either a actual romantic partner or there's someone who is not even just saying potential romantic partner, but like a close friend like me and Misa are, and someone starts talking shit like this, I'm going to deck them in the fucking face. I don't care how much of a fucking pacifist I want to try to be for the sake of my own psychological problems. I'm going to deck him in the face. What comes after that, I don't give a shit. Thankfully, though, I've had such shit luck with women throughout my entire life that while I have been treated like shit a lot by a lot of people, none of that has occurred primarily when I've had a partner. Granted, there have been a few incidences. There was a situation where I was in the face of this one guy. This fucking Marine. He was a fucking sniper. Or at least that's what he went on and on about. Though I really don't have any doubts in the validity of what he was talking about. But given the fact that he's a person that was like half a foot taller than me, fucking muscles everywhere, a person who's like currently working at a corrections officer in a fucking prison, who literally tended to get in trouble for being police brutality against the fucking inmates. The dude literally broke part of his foot stomping on someone's fucking chest and sternum, crushing their ribs. Like, he broke multiple inmates' arms. And of course, he's killed a lot of people actually in military service. So, obviously somebody much more capable in every fucking way in terms of combat than I am. Seeing as I am a person who's just literally spent most of his life getting his fucking ass kicked, getting jumped 5v1 over and over, and everyone treating me like shit. And me, well, not being physically imposing as a person. I am not. There is nothing about me that would look remotely threatening to anyone. That being said, the guy started talking some shit. And well, I wasn't about to let certain things slide. And thankfully there was enough people around us in certain situations that it didn't become anything worse than what it was, because I definitely would have lost that fight. But considering the fact that I definitely surprised the fuck out of him, being right in his fucking face, yelling in his face for the shit he was fucking pulling. And here's the thing, I'm the kind of person, I will go out of my way to be polite and passive to people, because I don't like being confrontational. It's unpleasant for me, and then also when I do, I have a tendency to, I don't think losing myself in it's appropriate description, but I'm just saying, I'm not a good person. I choose to go the route of trying to be a pacifist because I know how much I would want to go the not so non-bloody path. And so it's more so a way of forcing myself to not go that path because I would not want to. But I understand how fucking angry I can feel at times. And I'm just saying, in this particular circumstance, I don't care if it's my actual girlfriend. I don't care if it's a girl I'm just on a date with. I don't care if it's a girl who's just my friend. The fucker saying this, I'm going to punch him in the face. He's being rude. He's being rude to me, and he's being rude to her. I would feel very angry. And in this situation, yeah. That being said, Lunar D8 does not encourage people to be violent or stab people or punch people. I'm just saying, in this exact circumstance, this person would be on the fucking ground, I would be straddling them and punching them repeatedly in the face. And somebody would have to pull me off of them. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm just saying, in this particular circumstance, I don't think my self-control would hold me back. I'm just saying, I want to punch the guy in the face. A lot. Repeatedly. Damn it, just what is this guy's problem? Insulting me is one thing, but talking ill of Sarah and Misa is too much. When it comes to guys like this, I'd love to just... I don't know, I'm pretty sure removing their intestines is too much. Unfortunately, I can't afford to retaliate in a place like this. I know that too well. Yeah, that would get too much police presence, and under the situation of Lunar D8, I'm not an assassin. Then again, how on earth would I be a good assassin? I frequently get sick. I can't even restrict my calories without starting to have no energy. And, well, at least as of this moment, I have never killed anyone. And I sincerely hope that stays that way for the rest of time. Because emotionally, I would not be okay with that shit. Aside from that, in general, I try to live my life as a pacifist. Not necessarily for moral reasons, more so because I personally tend to have an obsessive personality, and emotionally I don't think I'd be okay with that stuff. So it's more so selfishness on my part. But also, I'm not secretly an assassin who is killing people for a rich, I don't know, crime lord? Mob boss? Corporate executive? What should I call Karasu? Goth Jesus? I don't know. I'm just saying, IRL Lunar isn't secretly an assassin. So, at that point, the police arrest me. It's like, yeah, well, we'll let you go back to your life of making, annoying YouTube videos that you seem to enjoy a lot. As opposed to, oh, you're secretly this assassin dude who does stuff for, Goth Jesus. Then again, to be true, given what we know about Karasu, the police department's probably on their payroll. Just saying, I've never done really anything illegal that I can think of. I mean, heck, I've never smoked anything in my entire life. Cigarettes, weed, or anything. Though I couldn't imagine what the fuck I would be like on fucking psychedelics. Even though they made recreational marijuana legal recently, I am sure as hell never going to use it, because I don't think I'd be okay on psychedelics. I don't think that would be good for me. But I'm just saying, especially since we have to do 3 assassinations this week, and then we have to go break into a major, Biotechnica. Yes, we're making a Cyberpunk 2077 reference. I'm just saying I can't really afford the police to be looking at me when I need to commit numerous illegal crimes for Goth Jesus. Be that as it may, it is so damn tempting. What's wrong, Suo? Lost your nerve after being expelled? Sarah said you quit school to start working, but we all know the truth. I mean, I agree. I really, really agree. Also, the thorns seem to be getting bigger. This is another thing that's I think is worth saying is this. The most important thing you can do in your day-to-day life is treat everybody you see out there with respect. It's one, you don't know who's gonna fucking snap. But more importantly is this. There's a lot of people dealing with shit, whether it's psychological issues or just stuff that's really mentally sad and stuff. So maybe not fuck with people that you don't know what the fuck's happening. But why? Why do these idiots insist on picking a fight with me? All I want to do is take Misa shopping. Is that such a crime? What's wrong? No ready retort, you incestuous bastard. How boring. Suo's no fun. Yeah, you're right. Hey, little girl, want to come with us instead? It'd be much more fun than hanging out with Suo, I promise. Glare. Nothing from her either, huh? No wonder they're together. 2 peas in a boring pod. What was your... Man, my head still hurts. Fuck. What was the goal? Either this, or I physically retaliate? You're trying to get me to beat the shit out of you? What is the goal here? Whatever, forget these 2 losers. I mean, at the end of the day, I got what I wanted. They're gone. I mean, IRL, that's usually what I tend to do. I tend to just do my best to avoid such circumstances. And if something confrontational comes up, I just try to get the fuck out of there. Because at the end of the day, here's my best advice when it comes to street fighting. Don't do it. Just avoid the fight. That's the best thing you can do. That being said, it's not what I want to do. Though I'll be honest, I'm not a fighter. I don't have any skill at it, and whatever. successful blows I've landed against other people were simply flukes. I am not a fighter. Even if I lose the fat and have a fucking six-pack, even if I'm healthier, even if I had like professional fucking training, I'm not a fighter. Hey, want to swing by the arcade on the way back home? Though I do really enjoy anime fights and watching like UFC stuff and boxing matches. Hell, Mike Tyson's a really great boxer, if not one of the best. I sometimes try to copy some of Mike Tyson's training stuff. Not that I would ever be in half, even close to that, of much of a boxer or fighter as he is. But at least by trying to copy him, I could be slightly better. And hey, maybe a little healthier. Hell no, we're here to go shopping, right? Well, can't blame a guy for trying, huh? As the two entrances escaped earshot, Misa stopped hiding behind my back. She stood in front of me with a worried expression on her face, obviously affected by the exchange that just took place. That really wasn't a scene I wanted to subject Misa to. She didn't need to hear any of that. Well, at least seems like she still cares. We were supposed to be here for the sake of picking out a dress, not so she could watch me stand idly by while those two said whatever they wanted to. And while those two degenerates were spouting crap about not only Sarah but also Misa, someone completely uninvolved, I did nothing. I was afraid to act as my sickness took control. I was afraid that I might kill someone out in the open, immediately ending my career. I allowed my own fear of losing control to prevent me from taking any action whatsoever. Honestly, I think this was the correct choice for Suo. Because even if it was just an issue of him decking them in the face, unlike me, he is a hired killer. I mean, at the end of the day, it's his job. If I were to deck somebody in the face in a ball, it's not like, I secretly work for Goth Jesus, and I'm like Ezio, and I'm doing like parkour shit. That parkour stuff looks so awesome. But I wince every time I see the person like jump really far. Like, because I'm pretty sure even the jumps that would not hurt, like don't do any damage to your health bar at all, would like completely shatter your knees in real life. But I'm just saying, in his situation, I mean, it really would draw unwanted attention to his career of being an actual fucking assassin. Not to mention, we've killed people not in the assassin career. I mean, there was, Lucia, her family, those two guys in that apartment thing, others that I probably can't remember at the moment. Oh, and the collection job where we were extorting money from people. I could feel my fists shaking by my sides as I thought about my tormentors from a moment ago. I also know it's probably sad and pathetic that it's been over 20 years since I dealt with all that shit in school. And granted, there was stuff beyond that, but it still bothers me. It still annoys me, the way people treated me. Without throwing a single punch, I drowned in the ecstasy I could have felt, imagining myself beating those two to a pulp. That would have been so sweet, so gratifying. What concerns me is I wouldn't have been able to stop. And that's kind of the pressing concern. Heck, that's also a concern IRL. That in that situation, if I'd throw a punch, it probably wouldn't stop punching them. And the problem is, in IRL, I mean, there's a good chance you could accidentally kill people. Human bodies are more fragile. Even if you're someone like me who is not a fighter, who is not very strong, it's not that hard to actually hurt somebody. And I don't like that stuff. I don't want to go that route. Thankfully, though, life in general is not... What can I say? I'm blessed that I don't have to be in such circumstances. And I do my best to avoid them. I'd rather just live a life playing some video games and going for walks on bike trails and just avoiding any kind of confrontation. Because I don't see any positive end. I don't see anything good possibly coming of it. I don't see an ending to that path that would have me being happy. Now I can only hope that Misa understands the reason behind my inaction. Because of me, she too was a target of their ridicule. What's more, I didn't defend her at all. I just let those two say whatever they wanted about her. If I were Misa, I'd grab. Eh? Wait, where are we? Whoa! Seemingly unaffected by the exchange that took place, Misa took my hand in hers and led the way to the next close-up. Yep, this is what I'm saying by a support system. Regardless if you're secretly an assassin, dealing with bullshit. What is going on with that fountain? I understand it's water, but it seems a little white. We can either go the direction of a sexual joke, or we can say something about Krispy Kreme donuts. Have you guys had the cream in the Krispy Kreme donut? It's delicious. You guys ever get the Bavarian cream donuts and you're kind of disappointed? You're like, oh, it doesn't taste the same. Hear that? It's like that stuff on the outside of a toaster strudel. It's like a Pop-Tart, but it's a pastry. It's more of a pastry than a Pop-Tart, okay? I'm just saying this. Regardless of what's going on in your life, regardless of what path you take, regardless if you didn't punch the dude in the fucking face, or didn't slit their fucking stomachs, or strangle or beat them to death, or did do those things, it's important to have somebody there at your side who cares about you, who respects you, who smiles at you, who is completely benevolent to you. In so much of life, you deal with people that look at you in disgust or contempt, and that fucking sucks. I don't know what the opposite word for disgust or contempt is, but it's important to have somebody who looks at you with whatever those opposite words are, and has your back and your side and holds your hand through that stuff. It's important for people to not feel alone in such circumstances. Basically, what Misa's doing right now. It's important to have somebody you feel like actually cares about you. To not feel alone and to actually have a support system. And that's what Misa's doing here. Somebody that cares about and loves you unconditionally and respects you. And like I said, whatever the opposite word of contempt and disgust is. I walked around lethargically, unable to get the words of those two out of my head, swaying back and forth as though in a daze. Whenever she caught me dawdling, however, Misa grabbed my hand once more, forcing me to pick up the pace and stop moping. And honestly, I would say that's really nice. I would appreciate that. Now, I would imagine most people's normal reaction would just be to basically just hate me or abandon me or something, or betray me or whatever. Or heck, even join the people. Okay, take it too personally, whatever. Main point, I'm just saying, what Misa's doing is good, and that's what anybody in this situation, or what many of us IRL, whether we're the person playing the game or passively watching this, listening to the random crazy guy talk, what Misa is doing right now is what many, many people actually do need IRL. Gasp. Ah. Slow down, Misa. They aren't going to run out. Pout. Even if they're on sale, they won't disappear that quickly. Most students and adults are at school and work right now, so their stock won't be depleted anytime soon. Myth. Fine, let's go in. And I thought clothes shopping with Sarah was bad. At least I can argue with Sarah. How am I supposed to debate someone who won't even speak? As the day dragged on, and our usual party time crept up on us, Misa and I made our final stop for the day. Despite the many sales we attended and the countless stores we explored, Misa chose only a single dress, opting for one eerily similar to the dress of Sarah's, which she tried on earlier. She hugged it dearly, treasuring it even before we went to the checkout, yet only tried it on privately. Unlike the hundreds of other outfits Misa tried on, the dress I didn't get to see on the recipient herself. Nonetheless, I happily paid for the dress that Misa finally decided on, and as our shopping trip ended, I had only one single regret. Say, Misa, about before. I just wanted to apologize for earlier. Because of me, you were ridiculed by those two assholes. You were mocked by complete strangers. Worse, while they were insulting us, I didn't do a thing to stop them. I didn't even try to stick up for you. You must really resent me right now. Shake. I do like the music, even if there were times earlier certain tones were a bit unpleasant. It's good music, it just... some things... maybe I'm not in the... maybe not music, certain types of music to listen to with a headache. Misa shook her head violently from side to side, rejecting outright everything I said to her. Smile. Rather than display the resentment I feared, Misa smiled happily, not showing a shred of malice or love. That's nice. This would be a nice thing to have IRL. But it also doesn't exist and never will. Haha, this girl. Seriously, what did I do to deserve such a forgiving partner? In the 5 weeks we've been partners, I don't think Misa's ever gotten mad at me. She often pouts when things don't go her way, but otherwise the two of us are getting along surprisingly well. I've just been worrying about nothing, letting myself get worked up over my own dubious thoughts. I should have known Misa would look past such a minor squabble. If I didn't have Misa here with me today, I didn't even want to think about how this might have turned out. After dropping off Misa at the usual time and location, I returned home for some rest and relaxation before my sister's imminent arrival. With the house all to myself, however, I quickly grew bored of rest. I spent some time stretching, did some push-ups and sit-ups, and made sure to keep hydrated. Any light exercise I could think of, any chores I needed doing, anything to keep my mind occupied, I happily indulged in. Hello? That's odd. Who could that be? Nobody should know where Sarah and I live now, including her school, so I wasn't expecting any visitors. Could Sarah have lost her key? Why don't we have a peephole? Maybe Misa left something here earlier? Or maybe it was just someone playing a prank. Hello? Damn kids, knocking and running is better than flaming dog poop on the porch, but it's still... Okay... So this is what that was about. An envelope slipped under the door, perhaps crammed through the mail slot. It must be payday. After locking the door and returning to the living room, I slowly counted the money within the envelope. 18,000, not bad at all. I was hoping for a little more, given that I had 4 targets this fortnight, but I'm certainly not about to complain. Over the month and a half I've been working as a killer, I tried to estimate the amount I made per kill, and thus predict my pay in advance. With the amount varying from each payday, however, I found it difficult to predict, and ultimately wound up asking Sai. While there doesn't appear to be a set rate, most targets appropriate for my skill level pay between 4 and 8,000, leaving me a hefty sum even for an easy week's work. Man, this really is the life. I get to spend every day with someone I can call my friend. I make more money than I need, and my job is never boring. I can't believe there was ever a time I didn't want to do this. Honestly, just what was I thinking? There's just only one part of this job I have no enthusiasm for, and that's Right, I'd almost forgotten about that. I may be feeling more confident in my work these days, but any reservations I had for killing for money disappeared long ago. But espionage? Despite Karas's reassurance, there's no way I'm qualified to do that. Even if my job is to do nothing more than follow Sai's orders, what they're planning is just insane. Break into a multi-billion-dollar company? I'll be shot to death before I even get close. I'm okay. I'll drink some water. And it'll be okay. What's more, I still have no clue what I'm expected to do once we get it. Even after all this time, they're still only drip-feeding me information, expecting me to just go with the flow. Even so, I do need that house. I promised Sarah that I'd take care of things. That our life would return to the way they were. Regaining ownership of our old home is an important part of that promise, and yet the mere thought of breaking into an Anders building makes me blared. Yeah, I'm this close to making that sound realistically. I actually did make a video once where I did start vomiting a bunch, but that was vomiting from stress, not from illness. And, well, that doesn't exist anymore because it was just, I didn't like the sound. I didn't like hearing that. Allowing my nerves to get the best of me, I ran to the bathroom and threw up into the sink. The stress of trying to normalize my life without losing it was starting to weigh on my mind, and thoughts of Adler filled my head. Damn it, I'm not really ready for this. I can't even contain myself here in my own home. How am I supposed to do it when I'm actually on the job? Should have asked the doctor for some meds when I had the chance. Like that would have helped. What? Who's there? The doctor just wanted you to get out of his office. The gastro rubbish was a guess. Is this Misa? No way. Oh! Well, the voices are getting worse. I let myself get dehydrated, huh? I need some water? You know that won't help. Nothing you do will ever help. Great, now I'm losing my mind. Just fucking wonderful. I think Pizza Hut will help with that. We are not getting a fucking pizza. Though I do want it. Though I probably will puke after I eat that, though. I think the fever is starting to go down. Yay. At least it wasn't a high fever to begin with. Just fucking wonderful. Cheer up, me. I'm here to help. Who knows? Your situation better than we do. Shit, I've gone completely off the deep end. What am I supposed to do now? Hearing whispers are bad enough, but actually conversing with myself? Then again, I suppose it's not every day I get to ask myself for advice like this. Help me how? Good question. But before I can answer that, we must figure out which aspect of your fucked up life is giving you the most grief right now. Options. It's kind of loud. I wouldn't describe my life quite like that, but we already know the answer to that. Right, the adder scenario. No need to remind me. You really are worrying about that a lot, aren't you? Do you not trust that Sai will take care of you? That's not it. I understand how capable Sai is. Then do you think that he will leave you behind? That he will discard you once you have no further use? Well, that is a possibility. But I'm worthless to him dead, and the company we're robbing is loaded. There would be no benefit in my death. Very good. How logical of you. Did we actually punch the mirror? How are we going to explain that to Sarah? So then if a capable man like Sai, who has no reason to abandon you, is taking the lead, then you need only follow his instructions. What is it that you fear? Everything. Everything, huh? For a professional killer, you're quite the scaredy cat. But don't worry. When times come that you're immobilized with fear, just let old Suo take care of you. Till then, try not to get yourself killed. Ow! Jesus Christ! I assume we passed out! That hurt my ears. Even if I didn't already have a headache, that would hurt my fucking ears. Then again, I have heard that noise for both external and internal reasons in the past before. It is interesting actually passing out. You just gotta make sure you don't fall on the ground hard. Tuesday morning, November 8th. Jumping headfirst in our work for the day, Misa and I met up with our usual rendezvous points half an hour ago, immediately paving the way to our first targets of the day. We decided to start by checking out the eloping couple since they live further away, and then to stop by the home of Kunal on the way back to my place. Our goal was one of quick reconnaissance, aimed at scouting out our targets' homes, deciding where and how to kill our targets, and making sure there were no nasty surprises waiting for us. First up, the home of Mark Crane, former best friend of one of our clients. He lives alone, has never been married, and doesn't seem to have any family nearby. A few houses away lives Camilla Mendez, the wife he charmed. She's living alone in a large single-story house, no husband in sight, no kids, and no other family members to watch out for her. 2 targets ripe for the picking. Upon reaching Crane's home, Misa produced a piece of wire from within her jumper, bending it upon rattling the wire around inside the lock of the back door. She made quick work of the lock, gaining us easy access without needing to break in, then slowly entered the home, taking caution that we might not be alone. I followed close behind Misa, confident by this point that our target wasn't there. He was supposed to be at work. There were no signs of life within the house, giving the 2 of us a chance to breathe easy. No alarm, no guard dogs, no unexpected guests. So far, so good. Though considering the mess, I wouldn't be surprised if Crane had a pet or 2 he forgot about around here somewhere. Of course, aside from being a slob, I'm not really picking up anything noteworthy from this guy. Certainly nothing to suggest that he's a threat. Keep looking around. Better to be safe than sorry, I guess. I wouldn't want to overlook something important. Despite the messes littered, the rest of Crane's house looked fairly clean. There were no more empty food containers, dishes, or anything else worth worrying about on the floor. Maybe the living room and Miss Mendez is doing. I could understand if... Hello? Misa, what's wrong? Point. Oh, shit! I took a closer look at what Misa's point, only then noticing what had caught her eye. Is that... Not. Tripwire, huh? What doesn't expect that? Perhaps Mr. Crane was anticipating the arrival of his girlfriend's husband. Even if he isn't expecting any killers to show up at his doorstep, a disgruntled husband is a safe bet in this scenario. Either way, with me, exercise more caution than I thought. This guy is already proving to be more dangerous than our previous targets. Misa and I stepped over the tripwire to the end of the hallway, thereafter entering Mr. Crane's bedroom. The moment I stuck my head through the door, however, I froze at the sight before me. Is it a SWAT officer? Oh, military. No matter how I look at it, this is the uniform of someone who served in the military. That isn't to say he was necessarily involved in fighting, of course. He might very well have been a computer specialist, or someone of a non-combat role. Even so, to find out that Mr. Crane was potentially still is in military, this guy could be more dangerous than we thought. Satisfied with what we had learned about our first target, as Lunar is struggling not to fall out of the fucking chair or puke again, Misa and I walked back through the house, making sure we didn't leave anything out of place. And we left through the back door, locked out behind us, and went on our way. So it means time to pay Miss Mendez a visit. After a 2-minute walk, Misa and I arrive at the house of our second target. I may have been a little better at first, but right now I'm definitely thankful Misa chose her targets for us. There's no way I would have noticed how close together these two live. Having two targets within walking distance of one another will, without a doubt, boost our productivity. As we reached Mendez's house, Misa once again attempted to pick the lock on the back door. What's wrong? Unlocked? Without requiring tools, Misa pushed the door open, which had been unlocked since before we arrived. The door was already open. Now this is going to be an easy job. There are concerns here. Are we? Did the husband already come by and kill her? It does appear that there are signs of something having occurred. In a similar state to Mrs. Crane's living room, Mr. Mendez's house was a mess. It wasn't all rubbish. Some of the mess appeared to be from a marital spat. That isn't... I understand that there are disagreements in marriages, but if it ever gets to the point that there is this much stuff noticeable, there are, it's more than a spat. Nonetheless, to leave her own living room in such a state, I had little doubt Miss Mendez was the one polluting Mr. Crane's living room. Tug. Misa tugged my shirt, pointing out something interesting she found. A baseball bat. Well, I suppose the husband did ask us to be brutal. It's nothing. I'm satisfied here. Do you want to keep looking around? Shake, shake. In that case, let's move to the next target. Only a few minutes in each house, Misa and I set off in pursuit of our third target for the week. We headed back to my house by bus, stopping a few streets away, and opted to walk the rest of the distance. Like so, Misa and I approached the home canal, our first target for the week. Although he's the easiest to access, Canal is the only one with violent crime attached to his name as far as we know. He's armed with a pistol at the very least, and there's no telling what kinds of toys the money he stole from Karasu has bought. Worse, he also detailed as being mentally unstable. While the file didn't name a specific disorder, his violent outbreak and history paint a rather disturbing picture. Finally, he has no specific schedule anymore, meaning we have no way of knowing when he'll come and go. He isn't someone we can approach carelessly. Why are there broken windows? On the bright side, Kunal's proximity is rather refreshing. He lives close enough to my current home that the area feels familiar. His apartment is one of many within this large complex. There's no security to speak of, and the rent is no doubt dirt cheap. Target aside, this feels like an easy job. However, with those facts, this might make the job easier. It's worrying to think about the ramification for other people living here. Cheap or not, living adjacent to a criminal like Kuna is a risk ordinary people shouldn't have to take. If it weren't for my lucky break, I'd probably be living here myself, racking my brains with worry over giving Sarah a safer home. Even though I have dodged that bullet, there are still other people living here, no doubt worried for their own loved one's safety. The least I can do is make their lives a little safer. Does it have a bad smell, Misa? Misa walked ahead. Kunal's apartment, immediately recognized broken glass as the black goop window. Fuck this. I'm. Nice. Yeah. Well, this. Okay. OBS did not crash from that. That's good. I. Uh, uh, I'm gonna go back to bed. I might visit the bathroom briefly, but I need to go to bed.